what is your legacy? Like, what does that look like? For 1 second, I don't want you guys to sit here and think that because you're in a situation that is totally out of your control, or that it looks like you'll see more rainy days before you see brighter days, that your legacy doesn't matter. You don't think your legacy doesn't exist. See, most people live their lives and they only think that the rich and the famous are the only ones that have legacy. They think that the LeBron James of the world and the Denzel Washingtons and the Viola Davises are the only ones that have a legacy. But what about you? You have a legacy. And don't ever forget that. See, legacy doesn't mean everything that happens in my life that's good and that's great. It's the only thing that matters, and that's the only way that I can contribute is I'm a perfect individual. No, legacy is a accumulation of everything that goes on in your life, whether it be good or bad. But preferably, you have to go through some ups and some downs in order to have this beautiful, or to have this impactful legacy. Because if your life is just a perfect image, like, who do you help by being perfect? Like, no one is a flawless individual, and by you showing your flawless and your imperfections to the world can see that, oh, this is how he did it, or this is what he went to get to become who he came. Like, I need you guys to understand that it's not the fact that I can go through and I can type your name in Google and I can see your network. No, that's not. No, that's not what your legacy is. And I don't ever want you guys to forget that. And the only way that you guys can understand how to get through there is you got to understand how you got to where you are. All right. See, there's a lot of pain and there's a lot of hurt and there's a lot of trauma in this room. And I see it. I see it. And it was a lot of little things that added up to get you guys to where you are today. See, it wasn't no one big old thing that just all of a sudden happened and boom, you were here. No, it was a lot of little things. It was the smoking weed here and there, the drinking liquor here and there, the cutting class here and there, the not obeying your parents here and there. And it just came to a big old head until it was a big thing. Right? I remember just like it was yesterday. When I was 17 years old, I stood in front of a judge and the judge looked me dead center in my face. And he told me, we hereby sentence you, Jarvis Jones, to 15 years for simple armed robbery. Like, the man had gave me more time. He gave me just as much time as I had been on the earth. He gave me 15 years and I had only been there 17. But see, I was only going through life existing and not living. See, there's a big difference between living and existing. Existing, you just walking around day to day, don't have a care in the world of what's going on. You wake up, you go to bed, wake up, do the same thing every day. But see, when you live in, you have a purpose. You have a reason for what you're doing. And see, I didn't have that. See, because when I was in school, I thought it was smart to be dumb and dumb to be smart. See, I was going through so much pain, so much hurt, so much trauma that I was just existing. And I wanted to follow my brother because I just felt like that was the right thing to do. See, I was hurting. I was missing a void and I wanted him to feel that. I wanted him to feel that void that I had, but he couldn't feel that void. And it was a culmination of those little things that I did. And I kept doing little things. And the little things kept adding up. See, I guarantee if you add one and you keep on adding, see, one day you're going to get a big number. And that big number is a result of what you did in your life. All right? And see, I had to suffer. But see, that was one thing I did when I was sitting down and I was in the jail. See, I told myself, I said, see, I can either sit here and I can sulk and I can feel sorry for myself, or I can see what's on the other side of failure. I can see what's on the other side and see what living looks like. I could be on the other side and see what a legacy looks like. And I picked up a book. See, I picked up the autobiography of Malcolm X, and I opened the book and I just started looking at his life and I started to study his life, and I watched how he was in the streets. I watched how he went to jail. And I also watched how while in jail, he met this one guy. And this one guy single-handedly helped change his life. He gave him a vision. He helped him to dream. And from that dream, produced one of the greatest leaders we have ever seen on the face of this earth. So I got to ask you guys, what do you need to do in order to dream? How is your dream going to help you? This vision. Because Einstein said insanity is doing the same thing and expecting different results. So if you guys sit in this situation and you just gonna keep on existing and not think about living, hey, if that's what you want to do, hey, I got it. But if you that individual that's sitting here and you say, like, no, I'm tired of existing, I'm ready to live, then I need you to dream. But see, I need you to dream big. I don't need you to have no dream that like anybody can have. I want you to have a huge dream. And I need you to work towards it. Because a dream is free. Like anybody can have a dream. But are you willing to put the work in order to make your dreams become a reality? See, Malcolm X once said education was the passport to the future for those who prepare today, not tomorrow, but prepare today, are going to be the leaders of tomorrow. See, every day you wake up, you have the ability to create your life, to create what you want. Every single day. See, with this thing called life, when you go to sleep and you wake up, you can recreate, you can draw this canvas on this canvas, whatever it is you choose. And when you draw this, you can live this. Hear that? When you draw these things out, I want you to start living them out. So there's going to come a time where some things are going to get tough and things are going to start hurting. But see, when they start hurting, I need you to recycle that pain. I need you to think about all those times when you were a child. I need you to think about the times where they told you, nah, you're not going to make it. I need you to think about the times where they told you you were coming to prison before you came to prison. I need you to think about all of those things, and I need you to use it like it used you. All right? I need you to use your pain. Don't let your pain abuse you without you getting something out the deal. Like there is no way that your pain should benefit more than you. Ali said he only counts his sit-ups when they start to hurt because he knew there was something in pain that was going to take him to the next level and make him be a champion forever. Michael Jordan didn't become a 6-time NBA world champion because he didn't endure some form of pain. He became a 6-time NBA champion because he endured every possible aspect of pain that there was, from mental, physical to emotional. And he used it to become one of the greatest players of all time. And I'm sitting here telling you guys that you should do the same. You have those ability to do the same. And what I mean when I told you I was locked up and I had that dream and I had that vision and I started to dream and I started to have drive and I started to have motivation and I wanted to be better, I went to school and got my GED in 90 days. Mind you, I told you I was that guy that didn't care about school. I thought it was smart to be dumb and dumb to be smart. But here it is, you tell me when I made it to prison, I wanted to go get an education. And I did that in 90 days. 2 years later, I went out and I enrolled in college. Right? Convicted felon. High school dropout. They told me I had a 66.7% chance of going back to prison within my first 3 years. Like I had all the odds against me. And I went and got an associate's like I ain't have nothing against me because there was no way that I was going to let anything, any statistics, or anybody get in the way of my greatness because I knew what I had and I knew what it took to be great. And you think I'm going to let a statistics? You think I'm going to let a friend get in the way of what I want to be? Come on now. And I kept on going. And I took that mentality and that mindset and I went and got 2 more degrees. And I wrote a book. So I'm letting you guys know right now that if you use your pain, you focus on your legacy, you think about what it is you want to do, you stop just existing and start living, the sky's the limit for you. And who am I? I'm Jay Jones Speaks, and I once wrote a quote that said, "Don't let your circumstances dictate your chance." And that's my time.